It's 11 o'clock at night. You are exhausted. You can feel the fatigue deep in your bones. You know you need to sleep, but your brain simply will not turn off. You feel that familiar, frustrating feeling of being tired but wired. So, you do what millions of us do. You reach for your iPad or your phone, or you turn on the television. You think, I'll just watch one thing to relax. Just a few minutes to wind down. 2 hours later, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. You are still awake. And now, that exhaustion is mixed with a rising sense of panic, a deep frustration that we call sleep anxiety. You've heard the advice 100 times. Turn off your screens. Blue light is the enemy. You've tried. You've used the night shift mode on your phone. You've even tried those yellow-tinted glasses, but it just doesn't seem to work. The sleep problems that plague us, especially after 60, feel so much more complex than that. It doesn't just feel like a bad habit. It feels like our biology is fighting against us. You are right. It is. But the reason why might be the exact opposite of what you've been told. The reason is that we are fighting the wrong battle. What if I told you the solution to blue light is more blue light? What if I told you the problem isn't just the light you see at night, but rather, it's the lack of the right light in the morning? Today, I am going to explain the blue light paradox. I will show you the precise scientific reason why sleep becomes so difficult after 60. And I will give you a simple 10-minute action plan to anchor your body's master clock. This is the science of how to fix your sleep schedule. And it all starts the moment you wake up. The truth about the aging eye reality. First, we need to correct a major misunderstanding. Most of us believe that as we get older, our eyes become more sensitive to blue light. We think that more of this harsh blue light is getting into our brains and keeping us awake. The scientific reality is the exact opposite. As we age, the lens inside our eye, which was perfectly clear when we were 20, begins a natural process. It starts to yellow. This is a normal, harmless part of aging. But this yellowing has a profound consequence that almost no one talks about. Think of this aging lens as a pair of built-in, permanent light yellow sunglasses that you can never take off. Sunglasses block light, and this yellow lens is specifically designed to block short wavelength light. That is the very definition of blue light. The data on this is stunning. Research from the National Eye Institute and multiple ophthalmology journals shows that by the time you are 65, the natural lens of your eye could be blocking as much as 60 to 70% of all blue light that tries to enter. When you were 20, it all went straight through. Now, at 65 or 70, only a fraction of it gets to your retina. So, this leads to a critical question. If your eyes are blocking blue light at night, why are you still so sensitive to your iPad? And even more importantly, what happens when your eyes block blue light? In the morning? This is the real problem. We have identified the enemy as nighttime blue light. But the real problem is the weak morning signal. Your brain's master clock, the part of you that controls your entire sleep-wake cycle, is desperate for a signal. It needs a bright, strong, powerful blast of blue-enriched light in the morning to know that the day has officially begun. But because of that natural yellowing lens, the signal it gets is weak. It's muffled. It's like trying to hear someone whispering from another room. The strong "day has begun" signal your brain needs is reduced to a dim, cloudy, "I guess we're awake" signal. This is the core of the problem. Your brain's master clock is no longer getting the clear, powerful start signal it needs. As a result, your entire internal clock begins to drift. It loses its precise timing. It no longer knows with certainty what time it is. And when your clock begins to drift, it becomes fragile. That is why this is happening. the double impact on your sleep. This circadian drift has two devastating consequences for your sleep. The first consequence is that your clock becomes weak. Think of a healthy circadian rhythm, one that gets a strong morning signal as a ship with a heavy, stable anchor. It's locked in place. It can handle a few waves. A small light at night, like a bathroom light, won't throw it off course. But a drifted clock, the one that got a weak morning signal, is like a ship with no anchor. It's floating aimlessly. This makes it less resilient. It becomes hypersensitive to any disturbance. That little bit of light from the television, or the glow from your iPad, or even a street light outside your window. These small things are now powerful enough to confuse your unanchored clock, pushing it even later and telling your brain it's still not time to sleep. This weakness, this fragility, is why you feel tired but wired. Your body is exhausted, but your confused clock refuses to send the sleep signal. That is the first impact. The second impact happens at the exact same time. It's a double whammy. While your clock is drifting, your brain is also dealing with another part of aging. It is a fact, confirmed by the National Institute on Aging, that as we get older, our brain's pineal gland produces less melatonin. Melatonin is the hormone of darkness. It's the chemical signal that finally tells your body and brain to power down for the night. So, let's put these two pieces together. First, your master clock is drifting and weak because your yellowing lens is blocking the morning start signal. Because it's weak, it doesn't know when to give the order to produce melatonin. Second, even when it does give the order, your brain, the factory, produces less of it than it did 30 years ago. This is the core of senior sleep disturbance. A confused clock giving weak orders and a factory with lower production. This is why just turning off your iPad at night doesn't work. The damage was already done at 7, 8, or 9 o'clock that morning. We cannot make the lens in our eye clear again, and we don't want to rely on melatonin supplements forever, which can have side effects and lose effectiveness. We must fix the root cause. We must override that natural yellow filter. We must find a way to get a signal so strong, so bright, that it punches right through that lens and screams at your brain, the day has started. This is the blue light paradox. The solution is not to fear blue light. The solution is to use a powerful, concentrated dose of it at the right time. The science of the morning anchor. So, how do we do this? We use what sleep scientists call a morning anchor. Imagine your drifting clock, that ship floating aimlessly. The blast of bright, blue-enriched light in the morning is the anchor. It stops the drift and locks your clock in place for the next 24 hours. When this powerful light signal, much stronger than your indoor lamps, hits your retina, it travels directly to your brain's master clock. That clock is a tiny, brilliant cluster of cells called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. This signal does two critical things at once. The first thing it does is immediate. It acts like a switch, instantly shutting down any remaining melatonin production from the night before. This is why you feel that groggy, sleep inertia feeling in the morning. It's often because your brain is still producing a little melatonin. That bright light signal kills it instantly, helping you feel alert, awake, and ready for the day. That's the first benefit. But the second benefit is the one that changes everything. The moment that strong signal hits your SCN, it starts a biological 16-hour timer. This is the profound fact-check science. Your brain essentially says, okay, it is 7 a.m. The anchor is set. Initiate the countdown. In approximately 15 to 16 hours, at 10 or 11 p.m. tonight, we will automatically begin the full, powerful release of melatonin. This is the secret. Your ability to fall asleep tonight is not determined by what you do at 10 p.m. It is determined by the signal you give your brain at 7 a.m. You are quite literally, programming your brain for sleep 16 hours in advance. The proof for this is remarkable. Scientific studies, like those published in the journal Science and conducted at institutions like the University of Surrey, have looked specifically at this. They call it morning blue light therapy. Research suggests that when older adults, people just like you over the age of 60, are exposed to controlled, blue-enriched light in the morning, the results are profound. They not only report feeling more alert and energetic during the day, but they experience more deep sleep and less sleep fragmentation. Sleep fragmentation is the official term for waking up multiple times during the night. The morning light helps consolidate their sleep, making it deeper and more restorative. Why? Because their anchor was finally set correctly. Their master clock was no longer drifting. The two-step action plan. So, how do you create this morning anchor? You need a signal that is strong enough to punch through that natural yellow filter in your eye. And your standard, dim, indoor table lamp is not strong enough. It's just too weak. You have two primary solutions. Both are simple, and both are backed by science. Solution 1. The best and free solution: natural sunlight. The signal your brain evolved to understand is the sun. Even on a cloudy, overcast day, the intensity of the light outside is thousands of times stronger than your indoor lights. It is the most powerful signal you can get. Here is your action plan. Within 30 minutes of waking up, ideally before 10 a.m., go outside. This can be on your balcony, your patio, your front porch, or just opening a window wide and looking out. You need to do this for 10 to 15 minutes if it's a bright, sunny day. If it's a heavily overcast, cloudy day, you will need longer, perhaps 20 to 30 minutes. This is important. Do not wear sunglasses. Your regular prescription glasses or reading glasses are perfectly fine, but sunglasses will defeat the entire purpose. You need that bright, full-spectrum light to enter your eyes and hit your retina. That is the signal. That is the anchor. Solution 2. The most practical solution when sunlight isn't an option. Now, I understand. You may live in an area with long, dark winters, like in Canada or the northern United States. Or perhaps you have mobility issues that make going outside difficult every morning. For this, there is a powerful tool. You may consider using what is called a bright light therapy lamp. This is not a normal lamp. It is a medical device specifically designed to mimic the intensity of the sun. The standard recommendation, according to the Mayo Clinic and other health institutions, is to find a lamp that provides 10,000 lux of light. That is the measurement of intensity. Here is how you use it. You place the lamp about 16 to 24 inches from your face. You don't stare directly into it. You just have it on, pointed at you, for 20 to 30 minutes while you're eating your breakfast, reading the newspaper, or drinking your morning coffee. Research suggests this simple act can help provide the powerful anchor signal your brain is missing, especially when you can't get the real thing. It is a tool to help you fix your body clock. That's the entire plan. Stop fighting the darkness at night. Start by welcoming the light in the morning. That is how you truly fix your sleep schedule after 60. So, the paradox is solved. The blue light from your iPad at midnight is still a problem, absolutely. But the bigger problem, the root cause, is that your aging eye is blocking the good blue light signal in the morning. This weakens your internal clock, and a weak clock is easily broken. The solution is to provide a signal so strong it cannot be ignored. To set that morning anchor and let your brain's ancient, brilliant timer do the rest. Now that we've reset your body clock for the morning, the next critical step is to protect it at night. In my next video, I will show you the simple 90-minute digital sunset routine that helps you wind down and makes this morning routine twice as effective. You can click the link on the screen to watch that next. But before you go, I have a question for you. What is the first thing you currently do when you wake up, and how do you feel for that first hour of the day? Please share your story in the comments below. I read them. This content is for informational purposes only and does not constitute medical advice. Please consult with your doctor before making any changes to your health routine.